We are tethered to an invisible energetic web. So we'll be looking at these 8 weird psychic signs someone is constantly thinking of you, but through the lens of energetic frequency.
And when a sudden thought of someone literally feels like it was dropped into your brain from an external source, you haven't considered this ex or old friend in months, and boom, they are front and center in your mind, and you have this frantic urge to text them.
It's the energetic equivalent of them dialing your number, but ringing your subconscious instead of your phone. And this is vital to understand. Negative thoughts carry a very heavy, dense frequency too.
Like worry or gossip.
Exactly. If someone is gossiping about you, that negative thought can manifest as literal physical tension in your neck, back, or shoulders.
So it gives literal meaning to the phrase, a pain in the neck.
Precisely.
But wait, I have a question here.
Sure.
Let's say I'm obsessing over my boyfriend, or maybe an ex I haven't quite gotten over. How do I know if it's a genuine psychic sign he misses me, and not just me being codependent?
What's fascinating here is analyzing the context.
So how do we analyze the context? Walk me through it.
You have to step back and look at the thought objectively. Ask yourself, is this thought out of character for my current baseline?
Okay.
Does the emotional charge attached to it feel disproportionate to my life right now? If you are happily engaged in a hobby and suddenly feel a desperate sense of longing for someone, that doesn't fit your internal context.
So it's the element of surprise.
Exactly. It's an external energetic projection, not just personal obsession. When you are just obsessing, you usually know it. You are actively participating in it.
But when it's an external signal, it feels invasive. It arrives with an emotion that you didn't initiate. What fascinates me is that this web isn't just some abstract concept. It is a physical way we experience someone else tuning into our frequency right inside our own biology.
Right, our bodies basically act as antennas.
Yeah, picking up on these and translating them into actual physical sensations. So let's start with the body as an antenna.
Makes perfect sense if you view the human nervous system as an incredibly sensitive receiver.
Okay, I like that.
When someone directs a thought or emotion toward you, that energy has to land somewhere. Your body catches it before your conscious mind even has time to process the data.
Wow.
That often results in these localized, involuntary physical reflexes.
So the folklore around these physical reflexes is hilarious, but there's a physiological backing to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Take hiccups and sneezes. If you sneeze twice, someone is talking badly about you.
Right, I've heard that.
But 3 or more times means they miss you or love you. Or that random hiccups means someone is complaining about you. But how does an energetic thought from miles away actually trigger my diaphragm to spasm?
Well, a sudden influx of negative emotion creates a disruption in your energetic field.
Like a static spike?
Exactly like a static spike. The vagus nerve, which controls the diaphragm, is highly sensitive to these subtle electrical shifts.
Okay.
It registers the dense energy as a foreign irritant and literally attempts to expel it through a spasm. And that's your hiccup.
So it's basically your nervous system treating a negative thought like a physical toxin that it needs to cough up.
Precisely. And it goes deeper with localized reactions, like the infamous eye twitch.
Oh, the eye twitch. Yes.
So for women, an itch or twitch in the right eye signifies someone is speaking poorly of you, while the left eye means someone is sending positive, loving energy.
And for men, that energetic polarity is flipped, right?
Exactly.
If I'm sitting at my desk and my left eye starts twitching uncontrollably and then I sneeze 3 times, how do we confidently separate a genuine telepathic signal from a boyfriend or secret admirer from the fact that I just need an allergy pill?
It's a very fair point.
Like maybe the pollen count is high? Or I've drank 4 iced coffees and stared at a screen for 9 hours.
You must rule out the biological before you can embrace the metaphysical. Hiccups usually come from eating too quickly. Sneezing is often the immune system reacting to dust or a cold.
Right. And eye twitches are famously caused by stress or diet.
Exactly. You cannot bypass your basic physical biology.
So we aren't throwing logic out the window. We are looking for signal in all the noise.
Yes. The hallmark of a true energetic transmission is the complete absence of a physical trigger. The symptom has to happen entirely out of the blue.
That makes a lot of sense.
And more importantly, when it is an astral bleed over from someone else, it rarely arrives alone. It brings a specific atmosphere with it.
Like goosebumps.
Yes, but not a chill from a drafty window.
Right, like that sudden full-body reaction that happens when someone finds you highly attractive or is daydreaming about a memory you share.
Exactly. That heavily charged, romantic energy hits and your skin reacts to the static charge.
It goes even further than that, though. The concept of phantom touches.
Ah, yes.
Honestly, just the phrase gives me a little chill. But wait, a phantom touch? You mean like a tingling in the hands or the sensation of being brushed against?
Yes, exactly that.
Because if my brain is just misfiring and making me feel a hand on my shoulder when the room is empty,
The distinction here lies in the mechanism. In this framework, a phantom touch occurs because the other person's daydreaming is being energetically received.
so they're visualizing touching you with such immense emotional weight that they project this energy.
Yes, and your brain can't tell the difference between physical pressure and energetic pressure, so it registers it as a sensation.
Wow. Okay, so if the physical body acts like an antenna that just twitches or gets goosebumps, what happens when the incoming frequency carries complex emotions?
That brings us to segment 2, which is emotional shifts and foreign thoughts.
Because the physical body can't just sneeze out a complex memory or a sudden wave of sadness. It forces that signal into our emotional landscape.
That is exactly the point. It's
Yeah.
energy in motion. Because you're right, the body can only process so much physical data.
Right.
When the transmission is emotionally complex, it bypasses the physical and hijacks your mood.
Which explains those moments where you are having a perfectly fine day, feeling totally neutral, and out of nowhere you are hit with a crushing wave of sadness or severe agitation.
Or the exact opposite, a sudden rush of feeling overwhelmingly loved.
Yes. And it just does not match the reality of what you are doing in that exact moment.
It doesn't match because it isn't yours. When someone else's emotional state taps into your frequency, you become a passive receiver for their emotions.
That distinction makes so much sense. So we've covered the body and the mind, but here is where it gets really interesting. What happens when this energetic pull spills over into the physical world around us?
Yes. The environment.
Our environment actively responds to these unseen connections, orchestrating encounters.
Yes, reflecting the profound energetic ties between people.
I have this analogy that I think perfectly describes this. It's like living inside a highly specific social media algorithm.
Oh, tell me more.
You know how you can have a conversation near your phone about wanting new shoes, and suddenly your phone serves you ads for those exact shoes?
Yes, it's so creepy.
Well, instead of a phone showing you ads, the universe is serving up physical reminders of the person thinking of you. You start seeing their name everywhere, or spotting a rare car strongly associated with them.
The algorithm analogy is brilliant. The universe's code is simply rearranging the physical environment to reflect the energetic frequency.
But are we just noticing these things more, or is the universe actually moving the puzzle pieces?
It's not just that you are noticing more red cars, it's that the specific red car with a license plate containing their birth date stalls directly in front of you while you are thinking about them.
Wow. And it's not always visual either. There are sensory bridges, like smell.
Yes, smelling their specific scent when they are nowhere around.
You are sitting entirely alone, and suddenly you get a whiff of their specific cologne.
This ethereal communication is a dense, energetic imprint collapsing the physical distance.
And the witchiest sign has to be music. Hearing a random song on the radio and realizing the lyrics are perfectly describing your situation with that person. It's like it's speaking directly to your soul.
Sound is literally frequency. When your personal energy is entangled with someone else's thoughts, you naturally tune into frequencies like that specific song that matched their energetic message.
It's incredible. But what happens when we shut all of this down for the day? It's to the time when our conscious mind is entirely turned off.
The sleep state. When you sleep, your subconscious is highly impressionable.
Which brings us to dreams as subconscious communication.
Right. If someone keeps appearing in vivid, recurring dreams, especially if they act out of character, it's a strong indicator their astral body or intense thoughts are reaching out.
So if a partner is usually cold, but in the dream, they are overly warm and communicative.
Exactly. In the dream state, you are experiencing their underlying thoughts, stripped of their waking world defenses.
If you wake up from a dream about an ex, feeling the need to process emotions like you're crying or seeking closure, that dream was for you.
But if you wake up and it just feels totally random with no emotional charge,
Right, then they were the ones thinking of you. You were just acting as a passive receiver.
it's a diagnostic tool.
And then speaking of taking action, that is the perfect final piece of this puzzle. How can we actively participate in this energetic exchange? This energy trick called the psychic letter.
Yes. For when you realize someone is thinking of you and you want to connect without texting first.
I love this. So you close your eyes and imagine writing them a letter with everything you want to say. You seal it in an envelope and envision sending it to them energetically.
It's a fascinating application of focused intention.
I embrace the concept, but I have to put up a boundary check here. Ask you about the ethics of doing this.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it is a vital ethical question.
Because it feels a little like we're hacking their mainframe to manipulate them.
And the warning, this should only be done if it's in the highest alignment for both people, not from a place of control or toxic obsession.
So no using it to force a toxic ex to text you?
Exactly. Love-based energy is the absolute prerequisite.
Well, as we wrap up, we've covered so much ground today, from random sneezes and phantom touches to sudden emotional waves and plopping thoughts.
And profound synchronicities and dream state messages.
The ultimate takeaway is to trust your intuition when trying to figure out how to know if someone is thinking about you.
It demands that we stop dismissing these weird signs as meaningless static.
Exactly. But you have one final provocative thought for our listeners, don't you? Building upon it.
I do. If we are constantly acting as both broadcasters and receivers in this invisible energetic web, taking on the sadness, joy, and tension of those thinking about us, how much of your daily mood is actually yours? And more importantly, whose reality are your thoughts secretly shaping right now?